All right, let's try this. For those that know me, know that I'm a car guy. I love automobiles, mainly sports cars and SUVs. I just recently purchased a 2020 Jaguar F-Type P380 R Dynamic all-wheel drive, and it is an awesome automobile. And I decided to share this vehicle with you guys via this video. Let me turn this. I'm gonna do a little walk around. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit. Let me back up so you can see most of it. Get a panoramic view. Okay, let me come over here. You gotta excuse me. I'm not a photographer. But this is it. It's a convertible. Let you peek at the inside, the interior. This is an awesome automobile. A lot of my friends, they kid me. I recently sold a 2021 Corvette C8 Z51, and that was an awesome automobile. I'm not here to bash Corvettes or any cars, but I felt personally that car is a bit too much for me. I don't need to travel 200 miles an hour. You got to excuse me, that's my security system. But let me talk a little bit about this vehicle. This is the 2020 Jaguar F-Type P380 R Dynamic all-wheel drive convertible. The P380 R Dynamic offers a higher output engine, and the initial entry level vehicle for the Jaguar F-Type was a P300, and that was a four-cylinder, 300 horsepower, and I believe it was twin turbo. This has a supercharged engine, and it has 339 feet as far as torque. Comes with 20-inch wheels. All right, 20-inch wheels, and I'll talk a little bit about those later on. The fuel tank capacity is 18.5 gallons, and like I said, it is a V6, 3.0 liter V6. The transmission is an 8-speed automatic with overdrive, and the fuel economy, the miles per gallon, is 18 city and 26 highway. Like I told you about the tires, the front tires on this bad boy are P255 35s on a 20-inch wheel. The wheels are 20 inches. And the rear tires, they are P295 30s on a 20-inch wheel. So they're somewhat staggered. And someone asked, why do they put larger wheels on the back with the F-Type? And I believe it's mainly because it is an all-wheel drive vehicle, and it helps as far as stability. The weight of the vehicle is 3,735 pounds. Now, the other vehicle, which is a V8, I believe you can get the P450 and the P565. Those are V8s, and they're slightly heavier because of the two extra cylinders. And they take the weight almost up to 4,000 pounds, 3,900 pounds. So it is somewhat of a heavy vehicle. It's not as light as the Corvette. I believe my Z51 weighed about 3,500 pounds, but it was not all-wheel drive. So this has more on it as far as with being all-wheel drive, and also have active handling. The suspension is active. and what have you. So it has a little bit more on it than an average vehicle. I believe the F-type wheel drive comes a little, like maybe 200-300 pounds lighter also. One thing that I liked about the vehicle, I'm 6'5", I weigh 255, and the headroom is 37 inches. So I don't have a problem fitting in the vehicle because the leg room is 43 inches, and the shoulder room is 56. And I have a 50-inch chest, so I have plenty of room when I do sit in the vehicle. I'm going to sit in there and let you guys see how this thing operates. Let's go inside the vehicle. Give me a second. At the top back, let's look inside. You see also that there's the three-way memory seating. I like how they do this. They put the seat control on the doors. A lot of cars have the seat control down near the bottom of the driver's seat and the passenger seat, but this is at the door, so it makes it a lot easier when you get in the vehicle and have to close the door and to operate it. All right, now this is the inside. Now what I like about it also is that the passenger has the same amenity as far as the seats, as far as adjusting the seat, what have you, as the driver. This is they call "Help Me Jesus" bar, where the person can hold on to this if the person is doing some aggressive driving. This has two. I remember my C7 only had one, but this has two for the passenger. Let me start this thing up so you can hear it sound. Now, this is my first performance V6. I normally, when I had my Corvettes and my Camaros and all of my performance vehicles, they were all V8s. But listen how this thing sounds when I start it up. Check this out. Did you hear that? That's that cat. That's that Jaguar. Now I'm going to bring the top up so get rid of some of this glare. Let me bring this top up so you can get a better understanding of how the interior looks. And what I like about it, when you bring the top up, the windows automatically come up also. And this is the driver in a system, I guess you call the interactive system that you can use. You have navigation. And what I like about the navigation, when it tells you, gives you directions, it has a British accent. But I normally use my Waze app, my Google, because it gives you a little more info. It has your media system, your radio, and it also, your phone will also pair to this automatically. And once you have it paired, it will also store and memorize your address book, and I like that. This is the speedometer and the tachometer, and you have settings in here that you can go in and change a lot of things. Let me see if I can do this for you. Okay, I hit memory, and you have driver assistance. All right, let me show you what that looks like. Let me go back. And this is one thing I liked about this vehicle. It has collision advance. And basically what this will do, if I'm not paying attention and I run up on a vehicle, it'll begin to warn me audibly. And if I don't apply the brakes, it will apply the brakes for me. I have it set on lane keep assist. This keeps you in your lane. And lane keep assist setting, what I did, I went ahead and have steering assist. Basically what this would do, it would steer the car back into the lane. And believe it or not, this has helped me out a couple of times when I wasn't paying as much attention as I should have been paying attention, and I was veering off the road, and it would violently bring you back on the road. And this is your speed limit awareness. And I use this also. I have it down here. It tell you, I think it's 10 miles. Yeah, 10 miles over the speed limit. It'll warn me. It'll give you an audible regarding your speed, what have you. All right. Now I'm gonna go back and go over driver assist. That's, you know what that is. That's all your trips, what have you. The display. Let's go into vehicle settings. That's your security feature. We go over there. That's audible lock. Every time I lock the vehicle, it'll give the horn would beep and let you know the vehicle is locked. Sometimes you forget to lock your vehicle because you don't hear that. And this is a 2-stage unlock. It will unlock the passenger door and then the driver door. Then drive-away locking. I got mine set on 5 miles per hour because sometimes you forget to lock your car. And convenience feature. Now this is mainly for when you get out of the vehicle. The vehicle will move the steering wheel up, and so you can easy exit and easy entrance. Reverse mirror tilt. When you put in reverse, the passenger side mirror will tilt down so you can see the ground. And I like the window global open. You can open your windows with your remote by just hitting the unlock button, and you just hold it, and the doors will unlock and the windows will go down. Same thing with the window global close. If your windows are closed, you just hit the lock button and the windows will come up. It also have auto high beam. If you're driving in a road where there's not a lot of light, the high beams will automatically come on. But when a vehicle comes up on you, it would also go back to take the high beam off. You got an auto high beam setting, and I have mine set on right side, driver side, because this car was made in England, so they want to know if you're driving on the right side or left side, so to be able to know what sensors to sense where the light is coming from. So they make sure it's not a light pole, but it is a car that's coming up. Then the auto high beam sensitivity, I think I put mine is on normal. All right. And the wiper setting, and I like this. You're driving and the wipers will come on automatically as soon as it senses rain on the windshield. And the gear shift paddles, it also come with paddle shifts. Okay. And it's going to ask you, how do you want to use your paddle shifts? It asking you want to use it active. Is it active only in the sport mode or active in sport and driving? I have it set on both, because sometimes when I have an automatic and I just have an urge to just go ahead and shift, and that's what you have here. The gear shift will be, let me put it over for you. This is the pull, bring it back and drive and come over. That puts it in the sport mode. And what sport mode will permit the car to do is to hold the gear at a higher RPM. So it's for more aggressive driving. Then it has also this button here. If I pull this back, that's not only sport mode, that puts it in the dynamic mode. What the dynamic mode does, it permits you to either drive in an automatic mode, and the car will automatically change the suspension, based on, and also the gears based on the road that you're on, if you're going around a curve, what have you. Or you can go ahead and put it on this mode here and also use your paddle shifters where you can control the RPM as far as what RPM you want to release the gears in. All right, and you pull it back again, that puts it back in a normal mode. And then if you're driving, which I would never drive this car in snow, and I probably never drive it in rain. I don't drive my sports cars in rain. That's what Black Smoke is about. That's my 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited X. I drive that bad boy in the wintertime. I drive it all year round, but that's the one I will use for inclement weather. But being that this is all-wheel drive, some people may just have it as their daily driver. Only one vehicle. You put that up, and that change into your snow and ice mode. And what that does, that retards the engine, so to speak. It will not allow you to drive with high RPMs. Now let me show you something that I found out about this vehicle. I'm going to put it, it's in the sport mode. I'm going to put it in park and watch what happens. It automatically goes over from the sport to the park position. And then you don't have to worry about putting it back in gear. It also has the automatic shut off. I basically don't like that. I don't think it's good for your vehicle to be coming on and turning off and what have you. I imagine it's aware on your starter, and it just gives me a weird sensation. So I drive mainly without it. All right. Let me take and bring the top back, and we go outside, and I'll show you some more. I'm gonna pop the engine so you can see what the engine looks like. So let me bring the top back. And this is different. You push down. I have a Mercedes SL, and to operate the convertible, you pull back for the top to go back, and you push down for the top to come down. This is the reverse. All right, I'm gonna turn her off. Then I'm gonna pop the engine. Let me get out first. Even though there's a lot of room in here, me being a big guy, it's sort of tight. But once you get on the road, it is comfortable. I like two-seater. The smallest two-seater I ever owned, I had a 1975 Fiat X19, and that was a mid-engine car, and I think that car, they weighed 1,800 pounds, and it was real small, but it was very agile. Now the F-Type derived from the Fiat E-Type, and that's where you have this reverse open hood. They call it a bonnet in England, but we call it a hood. And this is the engine. It's a pretty big engine for being V6. I did some research, and basically what they did, they took a V8 and they deactivated the 2 cylinders and only used 6 cylinders out of the V8. And a lot of people say that's not efficient, but Jaguar said they did it to create a better balance in the front. Instead of just having 6 cylinders, they wanted that extra weight to be on these front wheels. All right. And to close this bad boy, a lot of people complain about the fit and finish as far as the seams. But with this hood being as large as it is, you can't just close it like you would do a normal hood. And what I found out, you have to grab it from the center, like right here, and just push from the middle so it will close evenly and not just from one side, and let it come down. I'm going to wipe that off later on. But this is a very handsome looking automobile. That is the R Dynamic. And those are fake inlets on the 2021. Those are active. And on the 2021, they took this bar off. I don't know why. It has a larger opening. The bar is not there. And you see the sensors there also. You got a 360-degree look at your vehicle when you're going into the garage. When I go to my garage, it'll show you everything that's around the vehicle as far as the sensor. It don't show you a picture of it, but it'll show the sensor will pick up what's near the vehicle, so you won't hit it. All right. And this is the back, and I love those tailpipes. that looks awesome. It looks very competitive as far as it being a sports car. And you see that rear diffuser. All right. And I discovered something also. I saw in here it said fog lights, and I'm so used to fog lights being in the front of the car. But when I was stationed in Germany, I learned that they put fog lights in the back of the car. And these lights right here, those are your backup lights. But when I turn the fog lights on, they turn red. And so if somebody's driving, coming up behind me, if the weather was inclement, what have you, they would see the red lights here. This would light up red. They'll see that, and they'll see the red down the bottom. Now look at the back of that car. Those rear haunches, the quarter shoulders, that is wide. I thought the Corvette was wide, but as you can see, this car is narrow in the front and it's wider in the back. And you can see even the wheels are offset. The wheels are protrude slightly out further than the wheels up front, and that's why they put those staggered wheels on there. But I enjoy this car. I enjoy it. It can go, but I'm not out there racing and acting like trying to win something. For me, I look at this as being more of a grand touring vehicle, something I can just get in and relax and enjoy it. And that's it. Okay, also, let me show you this. I'm sorry about that. This is the trunk. There is no trunk, really. But this is enough for me. And on all my vehicles, I change the stock pads. I always use carbon ceramic, the ceramic brake pads. So I have this scheduled to get the brake pads changed on this vehicle. And last but not least, this is an active rear. They call it a wing, but really it's a spoiler. What it's designed to do is designed to spoil the air. So when you go at a higher speed, I believe it. They say 60 miles an hour, but I've been driving at 55, and I can see it come up in my rearview mirror. But at speed, that does come up, and I believe you can also bring it up, I guess, when you want to show off when you're not driving. But they have it, they call that the clean setting, when you want to clean your car and get in there. And I've cleaned my car several times. I don't see why I would have to do that to clean it, because I've been in there a couple of times and it looked pretty good. Now, one thing I like about this car and Jaguar, I started to buy my late wife, a Jaguar about 20 years ago, and I didn't understand that they have 100,000 mile unlimited warranty, and it's a 6-year extension on what I already had. The Jaguar warranty is a 5-year warranty with 60,000 miles, and it's also transferable. So this car is still under warranty. I just bought it. It's a 2020, and I got paperwork showing that the warranty, the manufacturer warranty on this vehicle, is up in 2025. Okay, 2025, and some parts of it is up in 2024. But then what happens? My certified warranty kicks in, and that takes me up to 100,000 miles in 6 years, and that's pretty good. So I hear a lot of people complain about Jaguar. I got a sister. She told me I would never own a Jaguar and I would never do this, what have you. But when I look at the warranty, is telling me that I can have a peace of mind knowing that as long as I have the warranty, I'm not going to have to worry about any out of pocket expense. But I also have a 2020 Mercedes SL, and it's not under the manufacturer warranty, but I was able to go out and purchase a lifetime warranty for that vehicle, bumper to bumper, and it's not as expensive as some people may believe. But a warranty is like insurance, like life insurance or health insurance. It gives you a peace of mind to know that, God forbid, if something does happen, you're going to not have to absorb the entire financial burden of what it is that you're trying to do. So I decided to share this with you guys. This is David Wynn. I'm going to post it on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to have to change the name of my YouTube channel because I have a picture of my Sebring Orange 2021 on Corvette, and the name of that channel is the C8 Car Guy. So I'm going to have to change that. I have 3 vehicles, so I don't just have the Jaguar. I also have I call that Black Smoke. I haven't given the Jag name yet. I call that Black Smoke, and inside my garage is my Mercedes SL 450, and I call her White Smoke. But the only place I've seen blue smoke is when I was in the Army. When I was in Vietnam, we used to pop smoke for the Air Force and pop smoke for the helicopters. And we did have blue smoke, so I may call this blue smoke. But it is a very handsome vehicle, and I just like it. I like it every time I get in it. And one reason why I got it also, you don't see too many F-types. And the reason why you don't, they don't produce a lot of automobiles. They have limited production, So if you see a Jaguar, you're not going to see a lot. And just when I sold my Corvette, I'm starting to see a lot of C8s out there. When I first bought it, I purchased it in 2000, and I was one of the first people to have the new C8, and I was blessed to be able to get one. And it's hard for people to get them now. But when I first got my C8, I didn't see a lot of. Matter of fact, I didn't see any. Out there. Every now and then you see 1 or 2. But that's what I like about this also. You don't see many of these out there. So, all right. So I hope this information might help someone. You might be trying to decide whether you want to get a Jaguar. I did test drive. I test drove the 2022 P5. I think it's 565 horses, and I felt that was a bit much for me. That was a bit much. I didn't need that. All that horsepower. But what I like about this, the 6-cylinder and the 5-cylinder, the amenities and everything's the same. Especially if you get the dynamic and the R dynamic with the 6-cylinder, R dynamic with the 8-cylinder, you have the same amenities. The only thing that is different is the horsepower and torque, and I like that. One of my guys on one of my pages, he asked me why did I get the beige top. He said black would look better, but like I told him, I like to be different. You don't see a lot of beige and blue out there, and the color of this blue. The color of this blue, I believe Jaguar calls it ultra blue. It's a beautiful blue. This thing caught my eye. It was on the showroom when I visited Jaguar Land Rover of Westchester, Pennsylvania. I drove an hour and a half from my house to get this vehicle. I talked with the salesperson, Ali, on the phone. We talked, and he told me he had something there that he thinks that I would probably enjoy. And I think I might have spent an hour in that showroom, and I went ahead and purchased this vehicle. The general manager there was very cooperative. He's also a veteran. He's a disabled combat veteran, and he and I talked, and I thanked him for his service. And matter of fact, when I was in Vietnam, he wasn't even born. But I thank God for people that are not so self-centered that they will not serve our country. All right? So that's it. And look at this. All right. I didn't think it was right to film my Jaguar without giving my Mercedes SL some time. So we're going to do that. Let me look at this. Is a convertible also, but this is what's known more as sport luxury. And some people think that that's what the SL means when you talk about the SL, but it does not. The SL stands for sport light, but this vehicle is not light. This vehicle weighs almost 4,000 pounds. It's a lot larger than my Jaguar. It's a lot larger, but this is more of a luxury grand touring vehicle. This is a 2020 Mercedes SL 450. It is a 6-cylinder also, but instead of being supercharged, it is a twin turbo. And the reason why they're starting to put two turbochargers in vehicles, because not getting too mechanical, but the difference between the turbo and a supercharger, a turbo deals with the forced air induction, and forced air induction requires some time to build up boost to bring in air into the manifold. The supercharge is attached right directly to the engine, and when the crankcase is cranked, the supercharger cranks also. So there is no lag as far as forcing air inside the combustion chamber. This has a little more amenities on it than the Jaguar. It's like I said, it's more luxurious. It has automatic trunk release. It comes up, and look what it does. It brings up the top for the convertible, and you can put items in here. But if you put too many items in here, the top will not close. You cannot bring it back. So if you want to check to make sure you have the right items, you push this button here, and that right there, that closes, and that permits that hard top to come down. This is a hard top convertible. The Jaguar is a soft top convertible. And when I push that, it automatically locks the car also. It closes the trunk and locks the car. Let's get inside and look at this bad boy. Now this is a lot more room, a lot more room. Let me show you back here. I just push that, and this seat goes forward, and you have a compartment back here where you can put things. I always carry extra oil with me and things to clean my car. I put that back there. It also has another compartment where you can put another, I guess it's a bottle holder, but I don't understand why it would be back there because it already has two. But I guess if you're going on a long trip, you might want to carry some extra water with you. You push that button, and she goes all the way back into position. Now, when I'm saying comfortable seats, oh Lord, these seats are more comfortable than my recliner in my family room. Let me get inside and show you about this bad boy. It's a lot easier getting in here, in and out, because it's more roomier than the Corvette. It's more roomier than the Jaguar. I wasn't planning on buying this car, and I was with a friend at Jonathan Motors, and we were leaving, and we looked at this car, and as soon as I said it, I told the guy, I want this car. He thought I was joking, but I was serious. These seats are awesome. It's a 21 adjustments to these seats, and I mean, this is nice. This is nice. And the only thing that's different between this and the newer vehicles, it doesn't have the wireless connect. I have to connect my phone to this. Now my Jeep Grand Cherokee, I don't have to connect my phone. Once I pair the phone, what have you, everything is wireless. But with this, it has the same amenities as that. On this but your phone must be connected to it, and that's why I have in here. I have this USB cord right here. I have that to connect it. I'm gonna start the engine with the top back so you can hear this bad boy. She's not as loud as the Jaguar, but she has a little bass in her voice. Very subtle. Very subtle. Very subtle. All right. Now, this is where the luxury comes in. What's different, it's a Mercedes. And I go into the vehicle settings. And that's time. Now watch the seat settings. I go in the seat. That's the back, the basket side, and the basket side basically that's down here, and what that does, that's these side bolsters, and what it does, it hugs you tight. I mean, real tight, and 10 is basically too much for me, but I always put it on 3 or 4. I keep my passenger on 10 because mostly that people are not as wide as I am. And this is lumbar, and I have my lumbar setting. I have it set at 7, and you'll see it moving, and that's basically the lumbar that's in your back. Okay, that's how you adjust that. And I have mine on 7, and then you have, now check this out. This is the massage. This thing will massage you. You go on a long trip and you tell it what type of massage you want. That's activating. That is classic massage. That is mobilizing massage. And that's relaxing. I always put it on relaxing, and you'll feel it keeping your back in a comfortable position. And you can do this as you're driving. It doesn't distract from you driving. But I'm going to stop this and go up. Okay. Next setting is a dynamic multiple seats, and basically what that is, that's the driver's side. That's number 2, and that's number 1. And what that is, while you're driving, and when you're going around a curve or when you're changing lanes, the seat will push you back. If the car is trying to get you to lean to the right bolster will push you back to the left. And I found out the other day that what it will do also is that when I'm doing that, the car has, I forget what they call it, but it has it will respond to you going around a curve almost the way you would if you're in a motorcycle. And our guys that drive motorcycle, for them to go around a curve, they lean to the right. The car will lean to the right to go into the curve. Isn't that something? And this is the heat. This car has heated and cooled seats. The Jaguar has heated and cooled seats also, but this one has a little more intensity in it, and that's the reset. I don't want to reset it. So then I'm gonna go back. This button right here will let me go back. I push that, I go back, and that dynamic setting, just very similar to the Jaguar. This is the individual configuration. I can configure it the way I want. The engine sound, I would have my engine on sport. I have my suspension. I have it also on sport. The steering is on sport, and the electronics stabilizer, I have that on sport also. All right. Vehicle data, I don't know why you use that. This is not a track vehicle. Engine data, I guess if you want to get out there and act like you're in a race car, but I don't have any use for that, not myself. And that's your individual configuration. All right, let me go back. Okay. It also keeps track of your consumption. This is a V6, and it'll basically tell you what are you doing as far as your gas consumption, what have you. Now, what I like about this vehicle also, instead of a lot of folks don't want to read an owner's manual. Let me turn this heat off. That's why I'm coughing. The owner's manual is a visual owner's manual. It will play DVDs and show you exactly how to operate the vehicle. All right, I'm gonna go back on this. That's your telephone, media, radio, navigation. And like I said before, on the Jaguar, I don't use the navigation. Even on my Jeep, I use my Waze. They call it Android Auto. I use Android Auto, and this is equipped to receive Android Auto. What else? Okay, yeah. Now, what I like about this, it is a convertible, and it has what's called a wind deflector. That comes up. Let me push this right here. You see it come up. That's the wind deflector in the back. That helps to keep a lot of air out from coming inside the vehicle. I let it go down. But Mercedes has something else. They have what's called the air scarf. That's what this button right here is called, the air scarf. And basically what happens, the driver and the passenger, that's what that vent is there. It'll blow warm air on your neck. Okay? And I tried it the other day, and it will get warm. So I normally keep it on 1. That's on a day like today. The temperature is 76, but it's sort of, let me see if it focuses. Will that focus? Let me see, will it focus? I thought I had an automatic focus. Okay, I don't, but it's 76 degrees. And as you're driving, it gets a little chilly, but you put that on there, and that'll help keep you warm. This is the vented seats, air conditioned, and this is the heat. It's the heated seats. All right, and you have it also for the passenger also. Okay, now I'm not going to go inside and show all the other stuff like I did with the Jaguar, but it has also the same dynamic settings. And let me turn it off and go into the engine. Show you what the engine looks like. Let me get out. Gotta reach down here. It's not as accessible as the Jaguar. I gotta reach down. There you go. Now, unlike the Jaguar, this doesn't have the clam style hood. It has the normal one from the front. You got to reach down and grab the safety. And I always forget where to grab this. I think I have it. And lift this up. And that's a big engine. Look at that. That's a big engine. Big engine. The Mercedes had a little more horsepower than the Jaguar. I believe it's 400, maybe 400, four something. I forget. But watch this. Watch that hood. How far that hood goes up. Look at that. Let me back off so you can see it. It looked like a monster, man. Look at that. Like it's ready to eat something, you know? Ready to eat something. But I did a little mod to this vehicle. People know me. I mod all my vehicles. And everybody asks me, what are you going to do to the Jaguar? I changed the exhaust on my cars. I changed the exhaust on my Jeep. I changed the exhaust on my Corvette. But what I did with this, I did a wrap. And this is the front spoiler that's down here. That was white, and I went ahead had my guy to wrap it black, give it a little more contrast. And the rocker panel extension that's right here, that was white, and I went ahead and have him to wrap that for me. It did not have a rear spoiler, and I felt that this vehicle needed a rear spoiler, and I went ahead and had my guy, I purchased this and had my guy install that for me. All right. And what I like about both the vehicles, it has an app on your phone. It'll go in and let you know where your vehicle is at if somebody is messing with it. If somebody come near my vehicle, let me know somebody come near my vehicle. It takes a picture of them. I shouldn't tell people this, but it'll take a picture of you. So if you're trying to mess with my vehicle, I can show you what it did. I didn't know I had this in there. I normally don't do that. Had a piece of paper in there. But this is a beautiful vehicle. It's a lot longer than the Jaguar. This thing is long. I think it's 179-inch wheelbase. 179, I think the Jag like 160. But she's a lot longer and a lot wider also. A lot wider. But it also comes with 20-inch wheels. Those are 20-inch wheels. And they're 10-inch pad on the front. No, 9.5 on the front and 11.5 on the back. So a lot of good rubber. All right. I'm gonna put the top up, and my neighbor across the street, that's Sister Thunderbird. She bought Pastor some lunch. I was talking to her husband earlier that day. He's the fisherman, and he's going fishing. And he mentioned he's going to go fishing. I said, man, I sure love to eat some fish, Rob. So they cooked up some fish, and she bought Pastor some fish, and she made a nice seafood salad. So I'm going to go inside and indulge. I have very good neighbors. Very good neighbors. We've been neighbors 31 years. I think I've been 32 years. We both moved in about the same time of the year. They moved in and we moved in. Matter of fact, when they moved in, they had babies with them. And now the babies are grown and the babies have babies. So we've been here a long time. I really like my neighborhood. As you tell, it's quiet. We mind our own business and we all get along. Amen. Let me start this bad boy up. Now watch this. See, on the Jaguar, I have to pull up. But on the Mercedes, it makes sense. You push down to bring, you see it coming up, to bring the top back. Now this is a hard top convertible. I need to get outside and show you all that, because it looks like, from the outside, it doesn't look like a convertible. Now what's different with this, I have to bring the windows up. But it has a control in here. I just pull it, and it brings all 4 windows up. And there's 4 windows. There's 2 side windows and 2 back windows. And that brings it up. Let me show you how it looks with the top up. Let me get outside. It has a nice sporty profile. So both cars have a long, they call them bonnets, long hoods, but with the Jaguar, you're sitting more back on your back wheels. Let me show you how this looks. Let me go on the side over here. Show you how it looks. I gotta get way back. That Mercedes is a big vehicle. Let me come up on my stairs. Give you a little look at it. Better profile. There it is. All right. So that's a hard top convertible, and the Jag is a soft top. A lot of people call them rag tops. All right. And I had the windows tinted on this one, and I don't know if I should tint. I got the Jeep tinted, the windows tinted here, and I'll probably get the windows tinted on my on the Jag. I like how those lights accentuate the front of their car. Look at that. I found out my Jag has 2 or 3 of the LEDs out, but they're going to replace it. Found out the light. Now check this out. That light on the Jag, when I'm saying lights, I'm talking about this compartment right here. They have to replace it, and it's coming in from England. And the service manager, well, they assign you a service tech, and my service tech name is Bob. And I started to just get my car serviced here in Cherry Hill, but I really liked the relationship I established with those guys out there in Westchester. And I like to drive anyways. I don't mind driving. But Bob told me that it won't cost me anything. They ordered the lights coming in, and that light is $3,800. Woo, Lord. Yes, sir. Like they say in the military, it costs to be the boss. Take care, guys. I apologize. I could not do this without you guys seeing black smoke. There go black smoke. This is my 2021 Jeep Limited X, and I'm gonna tell you what's going on with this. It looks exactly like a Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT. Now the SRT is the racing department for the Dodge and Jeep. It's performance. This has the same 21, not 20, 21-inch wheels as the SRT. It has you see the vents, they call them nostrils. The hot air vents, what helps the hot air leave the vehicle. And this is all black. It has no chrome on it. The only thing they do have is, you see the front, it has that, it's like pewter around the intakes on the radiator. But she's all black. She's all black. Let me show you the inside of her. I just got her cleaned up. And this is a all-wheel drive off-road package. This is not just all-wheel drive like a car, like my Jaguar. My Jaguar is all-wheel drive, But that's mainly for like snow and ice. But this bad boy sits up 11 inches, and it has air suspension in the back. It also has a towing package. All right, it has a towing package, and she can tow up to 6,000 pounds. Now I also changed the exhaust. I put a boiler S-type exhaust on here. I didn't like the way it was sounding. It was sounding like a mommy vehicle. No shade to the mommies. Let me pop the trunk. Automatic. It goes up, and it seats 5. Now, when I looked at this vehicle, 2021, Jeep came out with the new Grand Cherokee L, and my good friend Ken Paul, he has one, but Ken also has a set of twins, and his wife, he needed that. I didn't need that extra third row. But talking with Ken, Ken said he wished he would have went ahead and got this vehicle in the new configuration, and that goes up, electronically goes up, and she'll close and lock. Let me show you the back row. I hope that don't bother anybody. Boom! But anybody knows me, I always drive a sports car, and I'll always drive an SUV. Now, let me start this thing up. I'm going to have to mute it real quick because the radio comes on. There you go.
X-band.
That's my radar detector.
KA band. Laser. GPS connected.
Mute that. And I always install radar detectors in all my vehicles. I have radar detector in my...
User mark ahead.
Oh, come on. I don't need to hear all that. But...
User mark ahead. User mark ahead.
She wants to talk. Let me let you hear the exhaust. Let me go outside, let you hear it. Let me give her some beans first.
User mark ahead.
She stops at 35. I can't get it no higher than 35. She'll stop at 35 when it's parked. The Benz does the same thing. That's the exhaust. But this is my daily driver. And when the weather goes bad, I bring black smoke out. I don't have to worry about getting stuck. I got to go off-road. Matter of fact, the first vehicle I drove, I learned to drive, before I even had a driver's license, with a U.S. Army Jeep. And I think they call that the Jimmy. And I didn't know how to drive, but my sergeant told me, he thought I was trying to get out of drive. Let me see if I can grab this. Oh, here it is right here. He thought I was trying to get out of driving, but I didn't know how to drive, you know. I'm an 18-year-old Philadelphia guy. Oh, I'm grabbing it from back here, y'all. I'm thinking I'm in that Jaguar. The Jaguar and Corvettes have you all jacked up, you know. Corvette had the same, well, on the C7, not the C8. The C8 was a mid-engine. I'm trying to grab this under here. For some reason, I always have a problem with the Jeep. I think my hand, I got it peek. There it is. I got to peek in there and see it. And that's the V6. Now, not like the Jag, you can see the space in here, because if it was a V8, it'd be further out. But Jeep decided not to do that. They took the actual configuration of a 6-cylinder engine and put in here. But this is the same engine that you have in the Charger. My neighbor has a Charger. Right here, let me show you. He has a V6 Charger. And it's the same engine in that's in this. And it has the heat extractors. And if you can see, that says SRT. I try to tell people I drive an SRT. They didn't believe me. What did that say? SRT. That's the same hood. All right. So I give that to you. And there's a luggage rack. It has a moon roof. It doesn't have the amenities the luxury amenities as the Jaguar and the Mercedes. But it has enough. It has heated seats.
User mark ahead.
It doesn't have the cool seats, but has the heated seats. And I like this in the autumn.
User mark ahead.
That sunroof, move back, give you some air, what have you.
User mark
And
ahead.
the ride on this vehicle, this is my third
User
Jeep,
mark ahead.
and let me unplug her. She don't know how to be quiet. And this is my third Jeep. I've had two. This is my second Grand Cherokee, and I also had a Jeep Patriot, and that was all-wheel drive. But this is set up different than I had a 2019 Grand Cherokee, and it was all-wheel drive, but it wasn't off-road all-wheel drive. This is off-road all-wheel drive, and this has a towing package, and my 2019 did not. So the suspension was set up a little differently. This has air suspension, and that helps the ride. When I started driving this vehicle, I noticed that it had a more planted ride than the regular Grand Cherokee. So, all right, guys, I'm still hungry. Sister Wanda Thunderbird bought past us some food, so I'm gonna go in there and chow down. This is 1 hour and 2 minutes of a video. I don't know if anybody's gonna watch it this long, but I hope it helps somebody as far as the vehicles. Take care, guys.